until you change and you change your mindset, you put time, energy and money into yourself, the industry will always be your excuse. G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Level Up. Happy New Year. Hope everyone has had an incredible break. I tell you what, time flies. It feels like we were only here a couple of weeks ago recording the end of year video. So even got the same clothes on. But look, we just wanted to do a podcast to get everybody to hit the ground running for the new year. So once again, Shay's put together some questions for me. So Shay fields a lot of the emails and a lot of the questions that we get come in. So he's used that feedback to put these questions together, and hopefully, these questions will help allow you guys to go back from your Christmas holiday and Christmas break and have a think about things and really smash it out for 2023. So first question here is, what advice can I give to builders that had a difficult year in 2022? This is a friggin' awesome question, because I know leading into the end of 2022, I know just from reading posts in other social media forums for builders, and I know people that have made contact with ourselves. By the end of the 2022, a lot of people just felt like they were drowning, that the industry was too hard, they weren't making any money, and a lot of people just felt overwhelmed and stressed, and that they just want to get a break from the industry. So a lot of people actually went into Christmas finishing up the work they had on and basically having a break for 2023 until things turn around. Look, people will take this all different ways, but things won't turn around. Our industry, and I'm saying this because I've been in this situation. I was in this repetitive cycle for so many years of always saying the industry's shit, it's fucked. The associations are bad, the governing bodies are bad, like the clients are bad, and always thinking that the next job's going to get better, or the next year's going to get better, or whatever the case may have been. And look, I can honestly sit here and say the industry's never going to fucking change. It's always going to be difficult. It's always going to be hard. Clients will always be difficult and hard. Contracts are always going to be difficult and hard. You're always going to get clients that are going to try and screw you over. You're always going to get clients that don't want to pay if you're in that mindset. Until you change and you change your mindset, you put time, energy and money into yourself, the industry will always be your excuse. It will always be the thing that you blame when times are tough. And look, I can go on and on about this, like price increases. Like, yes, we've had a lot of price increases over the past, definitely over the past 12 months, but over the past 2 years, there has been price increases for as long as our industry has been going. Do you think we're paying the same amount now for a stick of timber as we were 100 years ago? Do you think that stick of timber is taking the same cost to manufacture now as it did 100 years ago? No, it's not. Like, there will always be price increases, whether they're small price increases or whether they're large price increases, or whether they're being driven by a pandemic and all the shit we've been through over the last few years. There will always be price increases. There will always be issues with contracts if you don't understand them. There will always be clients that give you a hard time if you don't educate them and run a professional business. There will always be clients that refuse to pay you the final payment, or refuse to pay you for variations, or refuse to pay you for a draw on a project. If you aren't running your jobs correctly, if you aren't executing your contracts. Reality is, business is always difficult unless you change. And so my advice is, stop blaming the industry. Stop blaming clients. Stop blaming price increases. Stop blaming our associations. Stop blaming industry bodies. It doesn't matter what the climate, what the economy is doing, what interest rates are doing, what contracts you're using, what client you're building for. If you aren't taking the time, energy, money to put into yourself, to educate yourself, to put systems and processes in place, to build a great team, to have the correct documents, to understand your contracts, to execute your contracts, I'm sorry to say, but things are never going to change. So it's up to you to take ownership, take responsibility, and put in the time, energy, and money to change the outcome. You're the only one that can create a new outcome and be happy with the situation, the destination, or where you're at. So, look, that might sound a little bit harsh. There's definitely going to be people that are going to take that the wrong way. It is what it is, because it's the fucking truth. If you want a change, you have to make the change. So that was a pretty harsh one to get the ball rolling, but hopefully it'll kick some asses into gear and you'll have a great 2023. All right, next question is, what am I wanting to achieve this year personally and professionally? All right, this is a cracker. So personally, there's two things that I really want to achieve this year personally. I want to get back to where we were before the pandemic. If my kids, a goal that we have had for a very long time, and it's why we put so much time, energy, and money into working hard, building the businesses, buying my truck, buying a caravan. If my kids are on school holidays, then my wife and I want to be on holidays. They're at ages now where I'm not the type of person that could travel all the time. I'd go stupid. I've got to be busy, and I love what I do. That's probably the most important thing. I fucking love what I do. So if I can get a 2, 3, or 4 week holiday every 8 to 10 weeks, or whatever it is that the school term is, I am happy as a pig in shit. That's me. And so that is my goal for next year, to get back to having good, organized, regular holidays with my family and friends, personally. So professionally, my goal for 2023 is just to continue doing everything that we did last year. Everything is on fire. DPS Constructions is kicking goals. I want to continue to improve the culture in my team, build my team, help my team reach their goals. I want to continue to deliver my clients incredible homes that change their life. That's another big goal for me professionally. This podcast, I would love to hit 50,000 downloads by the end of 2023. So let's set that goal now. So share, tell your friends about it. Anyone in the industry, get them on board with the podcast. Let's hit 50,000. I would love to, if anyone's listening, we want to get some sponsorship for the podcast. Live Life Build is just absolutely smashing it and well and truly on its way to achieving our purpose of creating a new residential building industry. So, just going to keep powering on with that business. Quoties, I really want to get that business to where it needs to be. It's an incredible product. It does incredible things. So for 2023, we need to get that business in front of more people, get more trades, builders, designers, architects using Quoties, because once you learn how to use Quoties, seriously, there's nothing else out there like it. It will absolutely change the way that you run your business, you do all your estimating, you present your proposals, you think of your proposals, all that type of stuff. So I know that there's a fair bit there, but if you don't set big goals, I'm a believer that you'll get stale, and you'll get stuck in old routines. So writing my goals down, hitting the ground running for 2023, and making sure that I accomplish them is really important to me. All right, next question is, what would I like to see actioned this year for the building industry? So this one, I guess this really ties into Live Life Build. Amelia and I are, I keep saying, Live Life Build, it's a purpose for us now. It is far more than a business. We are growing rapidly. We are putting everything back into it. We are delivering incredible value to our members. So this year, I want to see a lot of the stuff that we're doing in Live Life Build continue to grow, so that more builders can run successful, sustainable, profitable building businesses, while at the same time helping their trades do the same thing and delivering clients incredible projects. So that is definitely what I want to see actioned and continuing to grow this year. What's the one thing? So next question, what's the one thing builders, tradies and clients can do right now to get the industry moving in the right direction? For me, that's a no-brainer, that one, communication. I think the entire industry, everyone involved, there is a huge lack of communication. I believe if we all communicated a lot better, a lot more clearly, set very clear expectations with everybody that we deal with, man, our industry would be in such a better position. I guess for builders and tradies out there, or mainly probably tradies, suppliers, stop talking shit. Stop telling people what they want to hear. If I ring you up and say, or we send you a schedule, just as an example, and you accept the schedule, and for whatever reason you can't make that date, don't bullshit me and say, oh, I'll be there tomorrow afternoon, or I'll be there in 2 days' time, knowing that you're putting yourself under pressure and that you're not going to make it, because all you're doing is creating anxious situations where you've got to keep repeating the bullshit story all the time. If you can't get to my job or another builder's job, or can't deliver a material, just fucking be honest and tell us, because when you're honest and you tell us the truth, we can reschedule our jobs and our other trades and inform our clients on the truth that you tell us. Otherwise, like seriously, last year, towards the end of the year, the last 4 or 5 months, it honestly felt like every fucking day we were just calling the same people, redoing the schedule every day, updating the client. Like it was a real battle. So communication, set clear expectations, and follow through, tell the truth, be honest. And yeah, honestly, our industry will change overnight. Sorry, I just got these notes on my phone. So, all right. So these ones are, the next one is, what are you looking forward to with the podcast this year? So, haven't even thought about this one, to be honest. So I just said before, one of my business goals would be, I'd love to hit 50,000 downloads with the podcast. So for everybody listening, watching, if you can help me do that, share it, like it, get other people in the industry on board, that would be muchly appreciated. Honestly, I think my goal for the podcast, I just want to keep having conversations with great people in the industry. It's helping me grow as a person. It's helping me help the industry because I'm learning a lot from different people. So yeah, I guess what I want from the podcast this year is to keep interviewing awesome people in our industry. So if you're in our industry, if you know someone in our industry that's got a great story to tell, yeah, give us a shout out, and we'd love to organise and get you on board. We are going to be doing some podcasts next year over Zoom because we do have a lot of attention from people in a state. So yeah, it doesn't really matter where you are. We can hook you up and get a podcast going. But yeah, and I guess on that, I guess it's, don't be afraid to, and I guess don't think that you haven't got a story to tell, because one thing I've learned is every single person has a story to tell. So you don't have to have, one thing that I'm really proud of, and I want to keep promoting with this podcast and with everything I do, you don't have to be like everybody on social media. You don't have to be building flash multi-million-dollar homes. You don't have to be a big developer. You don't have to be an award-winning builder or an architect or designer. Everybody that's listening to this podcast has a story to tell. You've all been through some sort of, I don't know, pressure in your life. You might deal with anxiety. You might deal with depression. You might have been through lots of struggles starting your business or getting your business to where it is. The story that you have to tell, and when you tell your story of the journey it's taken you to get to where you are, and the struggles you've been through and the wins you've had, no matter how big or small, you're helping other people that are in the same situation as you were. And that's, for me, is the power of this podcast, to be able to tell those stories and help as many people in our industry. So, guys, that's it. This podcast is only a short one. I hope you got a bit out of it. As usual, if you got any questions at all, let me know. If you agree with what I say, if you don't agree, we would really appreciate any feedback at all. And look, no question's a silly question. If you're a builder, a tradie, a homeowner, anybody at all in the industry, and you want to ask us questions, we're here to help. So yeah, get on board, shoot us an email, or give Shay a shout out. And we look forward to bringing you more incredible podcasts throughout this year. Everything discussed during the Level Up podcast with me, Duayne Pearce, is based solely on my own personal experiences and those experiences of my guests. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. We recommend that you obtain your own professional advice in respect to the topics discussed during this podcast.